Hello students, today we are performing the experiment practical number 10, that is to conduct the direct load test to determine the efficiency and speed regulation on single phase induction motor and to draw the performance curves. The practical significance of this experiment is that the single phase motors are having a wide application in industrial as well as domestic use. So it is essential to determine the efficiency and the speed regulation for assessing the performance of this machine. The motor is having fractional kilowatt rating. Normally these are small rating machines. So it is easy to conduct the direct load test on it. So we are directly loading the machine and we are taking readings for different electrical parameters, and from these parameters we will be calculating the performance characteristics curves elements. So for that you should know that this induction motor, which is a single phase induction motor, it is having two windings, the main winding and the starting winding. Main winding and the starting winding, which are placed in the stator slots 90° electrically apart, and they are connected to main supply. The capacitor and the centrifugal switch are connected in series with the starting winding, and the starting winding has relatively high resistance and low inductance. Now for loading, what we are doing? We are using a mechanical drum arrangement, and by applying the load on the motor, we will measure the different parameters like what is the voltage, what is the current, and what is the power of the motor. Also we will note down the speed, and once you take down all these readings, we are going to draw the performance characteristics of single phase induction motor. So from this experiment, we are plotting in all 4 performance characteristics. First one is speed on y-axis and output in kilowatt in x-axis. Actually all the curves we are plotting with the reference of output, and on the y-axis we will be drawing the graph for speed, efficiency, current and the power factor. So accordingly, in the circuit diagram, we have connected one ammeter, one voltmeter and one wattmeter. Already in the last experiment, we have seen the connections for starting of single phase induction motor. That time we have used one ammeter and one voltmeter. Here an additional meter is used, that is the wattmeter, because we want to measure the power and to calculate the efficiency. Now to apply the load, we are using a spring load. So here you will see this will be a shaft, and on the shaft you will see two different spring load. We will taking reading for both the springs F1 and F2. We will be taking readings for both the springs F1 and F2. So as far as electrical connections are considered, we will just see the connections. So as shown in the circuit diagram, first we have connected the supply mains. This will be phase of the supply. It will be connected to R terminal of the starter on its input side. Similarly, this neutral will be connected to the neutral of the input. So the phase and neutral of the supply gets connected to input terminals of the starter. Now from the starter output, we are going to connect it to the starter we will be connecting to ammeter. So you will see here R terminal goes to common of the ammeter. And second terminal of the ammeter. You will see here second terminal of the ammeter, it is to be connected to M. That is wattmeter M terminal. You will see here the wattmeter. On the wattmeter you are having M, then L, then C and V. So first we have connected M to C. And from the ammeter we are connecting it to from ammeter to M, this particular wire. Then M to C is short circuited, and then L will go to the motor main winding. L will go to the motor main winding, also called as a running winding. Also simultaneously the starting terminal of the main winding or the running winding will be connected to the starting terminal of the auxiliary winding or the starting winding. Then on the other side, the second terminal S2 and R2 are connected together, and their common, it goes to S2 R2 connected together, it goes to neutral. Also one more connection we have to do, that is wattmeter V terminal will be connected to R2. We have to connect actually wattmeter V to R2, then R2 to S2 and S2 to output neutral terminal of the starter. Output neutral terminal of the starter. Then to measure the voltage, we will be using this multimeter and we will be connecting this multimeter. You can connect it across the starting winding or the main winding, because they are connected in parallel. So as per the observation table, what reading we are taking? First thing, input voltage, that will measure with the help of multimeter. Then we will measure input current, input power, then speed, and then the spring tensions F1 and F2. So it is a simple experiment. Just connect the connections for ammeter, voltmeter, wattmeter, and then check all the connections. Once you have checked all the connections, then you have to put the supply on. Then start the motor, and then you have to take the reading by adjusting proper values of F1 and F2. In addition to that, for calculation of torque, we should know the radius of the pulley. So for that, we have already taken the reading for diameter of the pulley, that is 10.3 centimeter. So radius will happen to be 5.16 centimeter, and thickness of the belt is also measured, and using these two values we will be making the calculation. For that, effective resistance will be calculated as resistance of the pulley plus half the thickness of the belt, and that comes out to be 0.520 meter. This value will be using in the formula. When you start the experiment, first thing, to start the motor, we will put on the main switch on, and after that, for starting the motor, we will be using a DOL starter. Here there are two switches, one is push to off and other is push to on. So to make the motor on, we will press this particular push on switch and your motor will be started. Here you will see the load mechanism. So you are having two different springs, one spring tension F1 and second is F2. So you can adjust the spring tension by rotating the knob. You will see that by moving this knob, the belt will be tightened and accordingly load on the pulley will be increased. So how to increase the load? So for that you have to increase the spring tension. So for that you have to rotate the knob. Two different knobs are there. You can rotate either spring tension F1 or F2. So for the first reading, we will keep them 0. Okay. F1 is 0 kg and F2 is 0 kg. No load reading. First reading is a no load reading. How much is the voltage? First reading we will take down for the voltage. Voltage is 236. Voltage is 236 volts. Then current is how much? 3.1, 3.2 and 3.3 ampere. So we will note down the current. Under no load, current drawn by the motor is 3 amperes. Now we will see the wattmeter reading. So before taking the reading, we will decide how much is the multiplying factor. So here you see that these two plates are vertical, that is they are in parallel. So your current range is 10 ampere and voltage range is 300 volt. So we have to multiply the wattmeter reading by 2 because current range is double and voltage range is made small one. So the multiplier will be 2 and reading you will see that it is 90, 0 to 100 and in between 20 watt one line. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. 90 into 2. 90 into 2. Into 2. Now we have to note down the speed. One 493 RPM. Speed is 1493 RPM. That is your no load test reading. Now we'll take the reading for different values of loads and for that we'll adjust values of F1 and F2. So let us take the first reading. So we will consider F1 as 1 kg and F2 as 2 kg. We adjusted F1 as 1 kg, F2 as 2 kg. So under this again you will see voltage is 235.9. Current is 3.35. Current is 3.3. Current is 3.35 amperes. Now wattmeter reading. Hundred into 2. 100 into 2 and speed is 189 RPM. So what you observe, as the load goes on increasing, voltage is slightly dropping, load motor current increases, motor power increases and the speed is decreasing. Again we will change the load, we will increase the load. So we are increase the load. F1 is now adjusted as 2 kg and F2 is adjusted as 4 kg. F2 is adjusted as 4 kg. With this increased load, voltage you observe it as 234.3. 234.0. Current, if you see, it is 3.38 amperes. Current is slightly increasing. Power is 120 into 2 in watts. 122 into 2 watts. Now we'll take the speed. So 1482 RPM. And then we'll take the last reading. So now for the last reading we are adjusting F1 as 4. So for last reading F1 will be adjusted as 4 kg and F2 as 7 kg. So effective load will be 7 minus 4, that is 3 kg. And with this load again let us take the voltage and current. The voltage is 233.3. 233.3. Current is 3.95. Current is 3.95 and power is 220 watts. Multiplier is 2. Last reading remaining is for the tachometer. 1456 RPM. 1456 RPM. So these are the observations. For all these observations you will see the same pattern of variation: voltage decreasing, current increasing, power increasing and speed is decreasing. So with this reading now we will make again the motor on no load condition. We bring it on no load condition. That is the precaution to be taken. While it is off, you can remove the load and then you have to shut down the motor by pressing the switch and then put the main switch off. So with this reading now we want to do the calculations. So for calculation we need one value. I already told that total effective radius, and that is equal to R equal to R plus T by 2, and it is 0.5 to 0. This radius we have taken for the total pulley of the motor. This will be the pulley radius diameter that we have measured, half of the diameter, and then belt thickness. Belt thickness we have measured and we have decided the total effective resistance. So once you do these observations, you have to make the calculations. First calculation is for torque. So directly the formula is given. So you have to put the values in the formula. Torque is equal to 9.81 into effective resistance into F1 minus F2. In our case we have said F2 larger than F1, so we'll take the formula T is equal to 9.81 into effective resistance multiplied by F2 minus F1. So for the first load you are conducting no load test, so this will be 0, so torque will be also 0. Once you find out the value of the torque, you have to find out the output power because we want to decide the efficiency. So W2 will be calculated as 2 pi nt upon 60. We are having readings for speed. We have calculated the torque in the first calculation. So accordingly find out value of W2, that is the output power. When you calculate output power, you will find out efficiency of the motor as W2 upon W1 into 100. W2 you have to calculate here. This power will be in terms of watts. Input power we have measured using wattmeter, that is also in terms of watt. So you find out the efficiency. One more term we are going to calculate here. It is percentage speed regulation. Percentage speed regulation, that is the change in the speed from no load to full load. Change in the speed from no load to load condition. So we get no load speed minus speed on load. No load speed minus speed on load and divided by no load speed. Divided by no load speed. So we have taken the first reading, that will give you the value of no load speed, and for second reading, third reading and fourth reading you will be having a differential speed because speed has been dropped from no load to the load value. Put the no load value, then load value divided by no load speed, and again it is a percentage regulation multiplied by 100. So as a sample we can say one reading, as suppose you are having no load speed as 1. For the second reading I am taking the regulation 1493 is your no load speed, minus speed on the load is 1489. So 1493 minus 1489 divided by 1493 into 100, that will be your regulation. So like that you can calculate the regulation for remaining observations. And one more calculation is for input power factor. Input power factor, that is cos phi. So normally we calculate it as W1 divided by V into I. We don't use here root 3 term because it is a single phase circuit. It is not a 3-phase circuit. So general formula is W is equal to Vi cos phi. So cos phi will be equal to W1 upon V into I. So you'll get the value of power factor. So when you calculate all these values, torque, efficiency, speed regulation and the power factor, you have to plot the graph. On x-axis you take output in kilowatt, and on y-axis you are having already available reading of speed and current. Then you are also calculating efficiency, you are also calculating power factor. So for each graph you first locate the positions of the different points, and then you have to draw the curves on the last. On this graph paper, you will have to draw the graph. Here you take output on x-axis and on y-axis. On the same graph paper, you can draw all the performance characteristics of single phase induction motor. So let us stop here.